Hi, everybody. I'm Suzanne Lyons, and I have again with me today Melinda Augustina.
Yep, it's me. Still.
Thanks for joining us. We are working on these tips to social media and becoming savvy and an expert in the area of social media for the entertainment industry, or certainly map this onto any industry. I know with you work with a lot of people in the entertainment industry, but you also take on clients outside the industry
I've done,
as well.
Web series, films, short films, feature films.
Really?
Yeah, and also other businesses too.
Other businesses,
yep.
Exactly. And in addition to being an award-winning actress and producer, that really is a lot of what you do, is help companies, help individuals with this.
I saw the handwriting on the wall was
really?
Yeah, actors and film producers in general. You had to take your life into your own hands and really start doing your own promotion. And I saw that most of the actors that I knew who were over 30, and they were... The happiest ones seemed to also be producing.
Interesting.
They weren't just sitting around waiting for somebody, hoping somebody's going to call them.
Right.
And so, I took that lead and I began to produce. And then, in order for my project to be successful, I had no choice. I had to learn social media.
Got it. That's it.
Yeah.
I get. Okay, so when you produced your own movie, then it's like, how am I going to get it out there? Not just to festivals.
Yeah. First, I had to hire somebody because I didn't have time.
Really?
Yeah. First, I had to hire someone, and then he's like, "I can't work anymore," and I was like, "Okay."
Wow.
So I had to start learning. Yep. Wow. And I would spend about 3 hours a day on it.
Really?
While I was working a full-time job in radio.
My God. And then that becoming savvy in that area, now you're out helping other people.
Yeah.
Now, how do we contact? Mind you, I didn't ask this question last week, and I forgot about that. How do we get in touch with you if we need your help? Because I know one of my friends she worked with Becky on getting to like over 50 film festivals her movie went out to. Mm-hmm. And you worked on that particular area and in other areas with her film as well. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of us out there in the industry. How do we get to you?
Well, for Becky's film, actually, it's interesting right now because of the foundation we laid with social media. Right now, her film for an entire week has been in the top 5 on Hulu when it was released on Hulu. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and that's because of the foundation that we laid, really. And then just we seeded a lot of things, and then once it was released on Hulu, and then it stayed up there. It was right next to Reservoir Dogs for a whole weekend.
It's called 16 to Life, and you worked with her almost from the beginning, very early on. Because Becky was at a real standstill.
The film was finished. Yeah. She brought me on too late, actually.
Yeah, I mean, and that's it.
To start.
That's the other thing too. Is when I was interviewing people for my book on indie film producing, a lot of the people that I interviewed had started at the very beginning.
Yes.
I mean. Anyway, so
at conception.
Yeah, a lesson learned. Start early. Hello. Anyway, so I wanted to talk to you. And first of all, how do we get to you? I mean, do we just
just
email?
send me an email?
Just send an email.
Yeah.
Okay.
Melinda Augustina at yahoo.com.
At yahoo.com. Mm-hmm. All right. And what I want to talk about today, or what I want you to talk about today, since I am not great, I'm not the expert, trust me on that one, and Anthony knows that too. Anthony's going to be joining us, actually. You met Anthony Gomez before. He's the person who shoots all my YouTube videos for me, and he's the expert in social media as well, and he's going to be joining us for a couple of the tips down the road a little bit. So stay tuned. But for what I would love you to talk about today, which is my downfall. I know Anthony's always screaming at me about this, and I know you're screaming at me about this too. And that is, Suzanne, what is the goal?
Right.
Because otherwise we'll go off and do everything, and then nothing happens because it's all spread out and vague. Get clear about, I guess, that brand and what you want to accomplish, and what is that overall specific goal. So could you share a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, let's say, for instance, what you had was a horror film. Okay. Let's say that's what you were marketing and that's what you were producing.
Yeah.
So the horror film genre has probably thousands of resources online, forums, and websites dedicated specifically to horror films and things like that. Just like hundreds of ways to participate. But within even the genre of horror, then there's more niche genres. So when you're beginning to market and produce, you want to decide which audience is it that you want.
Got it.
Who is it that you're trying to reach? Are you trying to reach romantic comedy audiences, or are you trying to reach people who like independent romantic comedies? Like how quirky
so you even have
is
to
your
distinguish
film?
that it's
you
not even just romantic comedy.
Yeah, you want to get very, very, very precise. Yeah, because the film market used to be divided into 4 quadrants, and that was it. There were 4 types of audiences, and now there's many, many more.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that makes it's difficult for film people to figure out. So who really wants this film? And as long as you keep making it within those 4 quadrants, it's not, that's why a lot of films are failing now. It's because they're too broad.
Interesting.
Yeah. And some of them are just bad. But
that's a whole other series.
That's a whole different story.
Another conversation.
Yeah. So if you have to know what do you want and who are you trying to reach, and then once you know, then you want to focus on your keywords, and that's probably the top. Everything you do, whether you're on Twitter or on Facebook or in an email newsletter or in a blog post or on any of the other websites, your keywords are pardon me, but they're key.
Can I quote you on that? It's
yes,
so good.
right.
But that was something you mentioned last week.
They're really important.
Yeah, you mentioned it last week, and that is an area I wanted a little more clarification on. People had asked about that too, because you were saying that is so important.
Yes, it is very important, but there's lots of tools to help you. That's all. Okay. So there's Google Adwords, and that's the main thing that most people use because everybody wants to be on page 1 of Google. And the truth is that is really important. Okay. It's really, really, really important. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, God.
Yep. It would depend, depending on what you're selling.
Sure.
Yeah, but where do you go when you want to search for something?
Google.
Exactly.
Right.
Everybody does. And how many pages down do you search?
No, I probably look at the first 3 things.
Right. Here's what the pattern, scientists or whoever behavioral people have observed. People who are searching Google, they ignore the ads at the top. They ignore the ads on the side, and their eyes go directly to the other portion.
God, I forgot there were ads on the side.
And very few people go beyond page 1.
Wow. I don't.
My husband does.
I've never gone beyond page 1.
I don't go beyond page 1. Yeah. And most people don't. Yeah. Wow. So getting on that page 1. And you can do it, if that's... Yeah.
But it's getting savvy about things like keywords like you talked about.
Right. So when you go into keywords and into AdWords by Google, then you'll type in a few words that you'll search for. And then Google will tell you whether or not those are good keywords. Right. And you'll have maybe one of your keywords will bring you 500,000 searches. Every single month, 500,000 people are searching for that. So what would you think about that?
I think, to me, that number sounds good.
Yeah, it does, except it's too many.
It's too many.
With 500,000 people searching for that, your chances of getting onto page 1 are very, very slim. So that's why you have to get really even more specific.
Because then it would be too saturated. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to get
You'll
too
never.
low.
At 500,000, the chances of you getting to the top are just nil to 0.
Got it.
Because depending on what it is, what it's going to be dominated by is by larger sites like Amazon.
I got it.
Or some other big site like eBay or something like that.
So the too small a number is too small, and the too big a number is too big.
Exactly.
So you kind of got to go for that happy medium.
Right. And what you're looking for is something with a medium competition level, and you'll see all these when you go into AdWords, a medium competition level. And then if you're just starting out, I started most of my clients at around 3,000 to 9,000 searches.
9,000.
Yeah. And then you can, once you have more content, and once you've been blogging for a year or so, or 6 months even, then you can move up between 5,000 and 19,000 searches per month.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's been sliced and diced, and it's a statistics hound's dream. I love it.
God, I don't.
It's the secrets. It's the mystery. It's the solved mystery. I've always loved mysteries, and this is the way to solve them.
Well, that's a good way to look at it.
Now, here's another thing you need to know is beyond that, Google has other services for you. You take your word, and you can actually search that term, and you can see, well, who else is coming up on that term right now. You want to look at that, and then you also want to look at how does it go within a year.
Interesting.
How does it work within the whole year? Are people always searching for this term, or are they only searching for it in January? If you know they're only searching for a certain thing in January, then you know that you do your work for that specific keyword in November and December, so that when January comes, you've stacked up all of your information that you have for that keyword to be relevant and prominent in January.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It is like a whole new learning curve. Like I said last week, a new language almost, but yet not something we can ignore, because it is not just the future; it's now.
Yeah,
I mean, it's yesterday.
It's way beyond now.
It's way beyond now. Sorry, I'm a little late. Yeah.
It's almost at the saturation point. Social media is almost at the saturation point, and now the next thing is mobile.
Really?
Yeah, and the penetration for social media is, I can't remember the exact statistics, but I do know that that at the end of last year, the penetration for mobile was only about 17%. And so that's where the big growth is now. So once you master social media,
oh well, thank you.
Then you have to get working on your mobile. Or you do it at the same time. Yeah.
Or you'll just go live in a cave somewhere. Oh my God. Oh no, it's okay. I'll get it. Trust me.
No, you just need partners. That's all. You just need people on your team.
It's true.
If you can't do it, you don't have time. You're busy doing other things. You're doing the more important things, which was what you do, which is so beautiful, which is you're on the phone raising money.
Right. Man,
and that's what you do.
Yeah.
And that's what you do. And you shouldn't stop doing that.
I hear you.
You just need other people on your team who can do it.
Got it. But I still want to know the language, though.
Yes,
but you're
absolutely.
Right. But I don't want to go through the huge...
Yeah.
And with people like Anthony and you around who are the experts, it's like I'm going to take full advantage of that.
Yeah. And Nikisha's a digital native, probably. And probably Anthony is, too, really.
Exactly. That's true, too. All right. Well, this has been amazing. I mean, this has been so fantastic in terms of the knowledge. Just with this, I feel more confident and comfortable.
Good.
Just these last 2 weeks that you've spent this time with us.
Awesome. Excellent.
So I just thank you so much.
Yes, my pleasure.
It's been wonderful. And I know you guys are totally enjoying and appreciating the fact that, Melinda is here with us. So this has been great. I will see you next time. Have a great week and put some of this stuff to use. Take some of this and get online right now and check out your keywords, guys. And have fun. Spend your weekend on the
watch while I redo her keywords.
Right. Exactly. That's right.
Come back and see if this video has the same title next week.
You're right. Uh-oh. Okay, everybody, have a great weekend and a great week, and I will see you next week for my series on social media. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.